Here's how we do a brow blowout, aka brow lamination at Boss Brows. If you're curious as to what tools and supplies we use, check out our Amazon storefront. After reviewing the consent form with the client, we prepare the eyebrows. I use a makeup remover and a cotton round to remove any dirt, makeup, or oil, then I brush the eyebrows with a spoolie. At this point, I will go over the lamination process with my client and determine what their eyebrow goals are. I apply a generous amount of Thuya permanent gel directly on the eyebrows using a disposable slant makeup brush, pushing the eyebrows up diagonally. The gel chemically softens the structure of the hair, breaking down some of the crosslinks within the protein chains, which causes the hairs to swell, stretch, and soften. I like to warn the client that this permanent gel does smell, that way they know what to expect.
Oh, I know. That is crazy intense.
Once the gel is applied, then I use saran wrap to cover the eyebrows. This will help to maintain the shape and activate the gel, which requires extra heat. Set your timer as soon as you cover the brows. The amount of time the gel is left on will vary depending on your client's hair type. For fine hair, 9 to 10 minutes. For thicker, coarser hair, leave on for 12 to 15 minutes. Halfway through your time, remove the saran wrap and brush the hair up using a braces brush which has super fine bristles. This will reinforce the shape and ensure that the eyebrows are covered with the gel. Then cover again. Remove the permanent gel with a dry cotton round. The eyebrows cannot get wet for 24 hours, which is why using a dry cotton round is crucial. The next step in the lamination process is the neutralizing cream. I apply the cream to the eyebrows using a disposable lip applicator. The neutralizing cream will stop the process by closing the eyebrow hair cuticle. Then cover with a clean piece of saran wrap and leave on for the same amount of time you used for the permanent gel. Halfway through, remove the saran wrap and brush the hairs up and over diagonally, fixing the shape. Again, ensuring the eyebrows are covered with the neutralizing cream. I use a new clean braces brush for this step. The next step is to tint the eyebrows. The tinting is optional and color preference should be discussed with the client during the consultation portion of the procedure. If you plan on tinting the eyebrows, I prepare the tint mixture 1 minute before removing the neutralizing cream so that it's ready as soon as I take off the saran wrap. When the time is up, I remove the neutralizing cream with a dry cotton round. Then I brush the hairs up and over diagonally. I apply the brow tint starting at the base of the eyebrow, avoiding the head of the brow as I plan on tinting this section last. This will give a more natural ombre effect. I apply the tint with a flathead makeup brush and/or disposable tinting tool. I will also use a braces brush to ensure the tint has covered all of the eyebrow hairs. Work slowly and precisely to make sure that the tint is only getting on those eyebrow hairs. You don't want it to get on the skin. When necessary, I use a Q-tip to remove unwanted tint from the skin surrounding the eyebrows. If the tint does get on the skin, it will come off when the client is able to wash their face 24 hours after the lamination procedure. Processing time will vary depending on how dark and bold the client wishes their eyebrows to be. Due to the lamination process, the tinting will take less time and happen fast, so keep an eye on the color as to know when to remove the tint. I like to use the disposable tinting applicator to apply that tint to the head of the eyebrow because it's such a small area. And then I will go back and brush the hairs to make sure the tint is all the way through all of the hairs. Once the eyebrows have reached the desired color, you can remove the tint with a dry cotton round. Now I like to brush the hairs up and over diagonally. This way I can take a look at the eyebrow shape and determine which hairs need to be removed in order to achieve the client's eyebrow goals. The next step is to shape the eyebrows using hard wax to remove any unwanted hairs. I also like to tweeze and trim the brows, which will make the shape look even more flawless. My favorite tweezers are Tweezerman slant tweezers. I just feel like they really pull the hairs cleanly and they're always super sharp no matter how long you've had them. The stainless steel is my favorite. I also use Tweezerman scissors to trim the eyebrows. Trimming the eyebrows is an important step of the lamination process. Now that the hairs are laying flat against the skin, it's important that the hairs are all the same length, which will help to create that flawless, groomed shape that the client is looking for. Always get approval from your client before moving on to the next step. There may be some hairs that are out of place or they may want more trimming done, so just always double check with them. Apply the regenerating cream using a Q-tip. This cream will seal the result from the first and second step as well as moisturize the eyebrows. The cream needs to stay on for 24 hours. This may look like the eyebrows are glued to the face, but that is only temporary. Once the client is able to wash the brows after 24 hours, they will look natural and fluffy. It's important to educate your client on the proper aftercare as well as show them how to groom their eyebrows regularly with a spoolie in order to maintain the desired shape. I like to brush them up and over. You don't want to just brush them straight up, otherwise they will look a little crazy. So up and over, and then you can take that spoolie on top of the brows and kind of pull them down to create a clean edge. And voila, they look beautiful. The tint is temporary and will only last for about 3 to 4 weeks, whereas the lamination will last for about 6 to 8. So you don't want to get it done every month, but you can come back for your regular brow wax and tinting.